Hello, I think now I'm audible. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix this. Let me see. Let me put it on my phone once. Hello. Yeah, I don't want this aux thing, so let me disable this. Hello. Hello. I hope I'm audible now. The voice is still not crisp. That's the problem. Sorry for the feedback. Yeah, it doesn't have any filters. And here I have a bunch of filters. Can I copy those filters? Now I hope that my voice will be crisp. Okay, I hope the voice is crisp now and things are okay. Cool. So, how is everybody doing? Hello. Thank you everybody for joining, and I hope I can hear doing. Hello. Uh, thank you everybody for joining. Yeah, feels like okay. So everything is going good. Hello. Welcome. Hello everyone. Welcome. Welcome to yet another stream. Happy New Year to every one of you. Thank you so much for joining. I already see a couple of folks joined. Thank you. We had a little mishap in the start. I mean, we are using Linux, right? So if there is no mishap after a long time you switch on your PC, and after a long time you update your kernel, if there's no issues, is it really Linux? I guess because I've been facing the same issue over and over again. But yeah, we fixed it. We fixed it. So I'm slowly and slightly getting better at fixing things on the fly. On the fly. Okay. So how is everybody doing? How was everybody's New Year? Wish everybody a very happy New Year. I hope you guys had a blast. You have good plans for the new year. Sorry. Just a second. I'm quickly gonna go. Okay. Yeah, we are back. So, let's talk about. I think the voice is a little bit crisp because of this. So if we just go to this. I can still hear myself because. Hello. Yeah, I think it's better now. I shouldn't have a feedback on my. Why do I hear feedback? Okay. Hmm, that is weird. But anyways, I hope it's all settled now, at least for now. Okay. So, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? So, after a long time, we have logged in, and we need to plan better for something that we're going to do today. And what are we doing today is I worked on a very old application. I mean, it was an interview question to a friend. I forgot. Oh, it was a question by Postman, if I remember correctly. So, if you guys are not aware, Postman is a company which builds the uh, client which helps you test and automate and document APIs. I mean, it's pretty uh, known. Yeah, it's pretty much known among the entirety of the thing. And before that, I'm quickly gonna also put up a. Okay. So, yeah, Postman is basically a client which helps you test your APIs, document your APIs, run full test suits, automation test suits, and things like that. So they are, I think, one of the first of their kind. After which, I think HTTP Pi is one of them. I can remember, and Fastify or something like that is there. If I'm not wrong, or maybe I'm wrong. But I think from Browser Stack there is a Browser Stack bot, one of similar kinds. But anyways, so for an interview of Postman, there was this question which is about writing a crawler, and I did that exercise a couple of years back. I don't remember how many years, probably 4 or 5 years back, and I'm planning to revisit that entire thing and work on it. Okay. So let's actually share screen and see that what exactly we are going to be working on today. Before I share scene, I probably need to also reshare my screen. It doesn't even show a live preview. Okay, it shows a live preview, I suppose. Okay, cool. So we are good here. So now, the question is, what is the project? Well, this was a project that I worked on. It's called GitHub API Crawler. It's in GitHub, as you can see in here. This is the old project that I worked on. And it's a crawler to crawl and save APIs found in public APIs GitHub repository. This is the repository details and given README. So let's read a little bit. Let's do some TTS stuff today, right? GitHub Crawler is a console-based application which crawls a GitHub repository to get the API data for each category and store it in a database. So apparently there is an API, there is a list of categories that you see. And yeah, public API GitHub repository is a collective list of free APIs to use in software and web development. On the landing page, there are a list of categories, example, animal, art, etc. Each category has some API details. For example, for animals, this is one of the details that you see: cat facts, link, description, auth, note, HTTPS codes. So I guess this is a more public API. Basic means that it's a public API. As you can see, it's a public API. Okay. So what should our application do? The application should crawl each category and fetch the API details and store them in a database. Rate limiting: all requests to the above host are limited to 10 requests per second. Okay. Authentication, each request needs a bearer token for authentication. Each token has an expiration of 5 minutes. Okay, so this is where you can get the token. This is where you can get the categories, and there is page one. So I mean, there is also some pagination going on, and then you have the get API data. So you pass in the categories and you would get the API data. Complete documentation can be here in Postman documentation. Oh, apparently it's gone. Wow. Okay, I suppose it's gone then. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the actual documentation of Postman, in which the question was, is gone. So, but we still have the information available here. We still have the information available here, so we can use that, right? Okay, what are the points to achieve? So since it was an interview question, we do have some achievables. Code should follow the concept of object-oriented, support for handling authentication requirement token expiration, support for pagination, develop workaround for rate limited server, crawled all the APIs for packages stored in the database. Steps to run, I guess, is something that I did by myself. Didn't know exactly what to do, so you're using Docker, okay. Python 3.9. I mean, what Python version do I have now? We have 3.13. We can check. So when was it? Oh, look at that. It was 5 years back. It was 5 years back that I did this particular project, and I'm just trying to revisit this a little bit today. Okay, so the application, blah, 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 ref to the Docker image, a Docker file to blah, 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 blah. Steps, okay, change number 5. Okay, also change line number 5 to this thing. So we have to change something, which is not particularly useful. Pip install -r, ignore Linux dev requirement files with lots of stuff, which is especially needed for my WS setup and Vim to work. So ignore that. I have some local files. Okay, I guess I was using Windows back then. And for Windows, I had to explicitly install something for my WSL to work. But thankfully, I don't use that piece of shit anymore. I have an installation on my PC, but I don't use that Windows piece of shit anymore, other than gaming. Yeah. I would fight with Linux every day to get it somehow working, but still it's better than fighting with Windows, honestly. Since this project was an interview review to a friend, I'm not going to pose a complete question, but follow the instructions and add improvements, which I think can be done. A weekend was given for this. Okay, so we also try to finish it off by one weekend. So though it's a Thursday, so I'll try to finish it off in 2 days. So today and another session. Configuration driven, the database URLs, blah, blah, blah. Though Python is not a good multi-threaded platform, that is true. I can leverage multi-process and implement a PubSub model to speed up the process. Okay, so I guess you scraping from one side and you are pushing it to the database on another side. Okay, the producer pushes data to a pipe. I can use SQS maybe, and in that case switch to Dynamo or still use Mongo service while the consumer keeps pushing the data to DB. This might not give a huge performance benefit, especially on the local DB, since currently after the data fetch, collection insert takes few milliseconds to load, but in real time with cloud services and geolocation, this might be an advantage. Oh my god, I wrote this 5 years back. I mean, it's not a big achievement, but I was thinking about things like, okay, so geolocation, where your application is running, and maybe the GitHub server is in a different location. So it's a network lag saying, okay, I want to scrape it, things like that. And I already was thinking about this back then. I didn't do anything about it later on, but at least I was thinking about it. So I guess I was more smarter back then, and I lost a bit of graces the last 5 years. So lag. There is no lag on my end. You can refresh, and please don't spam. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, Gaurav. But please don't spam. Thank you. And yeah, I don't have any drop fails, so you might want to refresh on your end. Bro, why are you spamming? You're literally just spamming. In which company you're doing job? I am currently working with Visa. But please don't spam. Thank you so much. I think you can refresh. It's not buffering for anyone else, I suppose. You are scam. Yeah, I am. Give me your money. Okay. So I need to revisit the complete design and check for Python code and optimization that can be done. Okay. Anyways, so at least I was thinking of these things back then, and I feel I have to start working on it. So there are a couple of things I did with the code which I remember. I also had coverage. Holy shit! Why did I have coverage? I don't know why I had coverage and things like that. But apparently I had. Hmm. So, what was your major in bachelor? Electronics and communication. Electronics and communication was my major. Well, in India, you only do it in one subject, right? Do you have minors? I never heard of that in India, at least. Okay, crawler. So I guess my code is in here, and init.py, main.py, which means it's a module, right? It's a module, which means I can run it as Python. Yeah. So this is another entry point that I remember. And you have main.py, where you are doing some logging. So I don't quite remember how to do logging stuff and all of that. So maybe I actually copy paste some of these things. Banner.app in my bachelor's. Awesome. Yeah, it's a good field. If I knew I would be so much interested in software, I would have done it in computer science. But back then I didn't have a lot of information. Uh, but it's good that you know what you're gonna do in life. So awesome. Okay, so you have categories, get all categories. So I'm trying to get all the categories at one go. I'm supposing API client.get all categories. Okay. One thing I don't like is its API client. Straight up a very uh, negative thing, because API client should only have client methods. It shouldn't be aware of what you're fetching. It should get an URL and fetch it. So I don't know if API client is a good thing. What advice have you for me? I really don't have any advice for you. Just if you know what you're gonna do in life, it's awesome. But yeah, if you are not aware and you still do it, life is life. You will anyhow end up doing something good and having a good life. That's a very generic life advice I would give. If you're asking for an advice from computer science, since you're already planning, you might be in school right now, so I don't think so I have any advice for you right now. But if you're going to software engineering and if you feel like you want to work in a big tech, uh, start grinding from first day. But do not grind so hard that you lose out on your college life. Do not ever do that. Do not hustle. I don't believe in the hustle thing. It's stupid. Who does, they do. I don't, and I don't like it. And enjoy your college, but also start putting in effort from day one. Okay, so that is what advice I would have. Balance it out. Starting calling process. So you know what I want to do is I want to see if it still works. I want to see if it still works, right? That's a big question. So how many comments do I have? I have around 18 comments, so it's not a huge thing. It's not a huge thing. Okay. GitHub API Crawler. Well, one of the things I want to look at is I absolutely, oh, look at that. I actually did versions, which means that even though if I run today, it's still going to run with the older versions. But I have Python 3.13, which might not be compatible with some of the libraries, so it might break. So we'll see. Man, tmux still doesn't work with OBS running. I don't know what is the issue. I still don't know what is the issue. And but okay. Uh, GitHub API Crawler. So Python. Should I focus on DSS separately or should I do learning other skills? You should do it while learning other skills. There are two things. From your third year, you can completely grind for interviews where you simply do DSA and full stack separately. But in general, what I feel is if you're learning something, you should combine. There is no separate DSA, there's no separate this. If people say in that way, it's very wrong. You use algorithms in your daily life. You might not be aware because they're tucked under libraries. So it's good to know what's happening because if you need to rewrite it yourself or you need to port something to the language that you're working with, it's easier for you to do that. So I think you should learn both things together, is what I would say. Mhm. So, can it download stuff? It can. It can. One thing I want to know is, do I need a, okay, so what is Docker Compose? What is Docker Compose YAML? So this here is also local stuff, right? And what is local? Aha, I'm running Express, I guess. There I was not running Express, right? No, I'm still running Express. Oh, okay. I'm running the application also. Just give me a second. Okay. So I suppose what I can do is uh, Docker Compose. Do we have anything running on Docker? We have, and I want to stop those things. Uh, but anyways, I think what we can do here is Mongo Express, MongoDB. So I guess we should be good in here. So what I want to do here is that Docker Compose file, Docker local, and in the background, well, I have to say, okay, it looks like it's coming up. Are you working remotely for visa? No, it's no company is giving remote right now. You have to visit office, and I like it. I mean, I hate it in the morning when I have to wake up and go to office, but once I'm in office and interaction happens, I like it. You guys go for lunch together. You guys, discuss things, work, just spend some time together. So overall, I think it's important to have some human interactions outside of your family. Of course, I understand some people have liabilities in family where you know you might not be like leaving home becomes a problem. But yeah, if possible, I would say it's better. Okay, so we have this running, and I remember we can go to 8081, I think. So it's admin password. No. What's the work-life balance and the office time? Or maybe office time, it's the standard office time, morning 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening. But I do have late night calls sometimes, and work-life balance is pretty good, I would say. Depends on time to time. Depends on time to time. Sometimes it's good amount of work, no balance. Sometimes it's full chill. Uh, Completely depends on the requirements at a certain time. Okay, why are you not working? Hmm. What is the problem in here? What do you want? I mentioned this in this. admin password. I'm not quite sure what's wrong. Anyways, let's come to the main point where can I think you have to say like this. Whoosh. Okay, so it's holy shit, it's not available. We cannot do this shit anymore. Holy shit, we cannot do this shit anymore because it's not available. Because okay, because it was hosted on Heroku, and Heroku, I believe, went away last year. Salesforce bought it. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so how do we even approach this thing? Let's look at this thing, right? So try public APIs for free. Okay, so you have these things which is called index. These are your categories for sure, because I remember animals was one of the things that they mentioned, right? And okay, so for animals you have something. So can I have a table of contents in here? No, apparently. But yes. So what is the API? If I just go here. Okay, but that doesn't matter. You have this, you have this, you have this, you have this, you have this. So somehow, let's look at whatever APIs we were using. Okay, so let's try to figure that out. So you have crawler, and in here, okay, so you have a token API, you have a data, because they were all under Heroku, and it was all under Heroku. So data for this thing is this thing. Okay, so how many things do you have in here? How many things do you have in here? So yeah, you have 50. You have 50 of them. You have 51 of them. Sorry. You have 51 lines. You have total of 51 categories. Should I also maintain a high GPA during college? Yes, it helps. It helps. It's pretty stupid, but it helps, because I'll tell you a reason why it helps. Because you might be preparing for Google. You might be preparing, like, I don't know which college you're targeting, like what kind of target thing you're going for. But let's say that you're targeting for Google, or you're targeting for a very high tech product company where they only care about your DSA. But I'm not sure, but maybe even for Google, they have a cutoff 60% or something. But let's say for some reason you couldn't crack it, because let's face it, not every day is going to be your day. So you might have prepared for 4 years, but still something went wrong that day. It just didn't click. It's not your day. So you didn't get the job. So you might lose up on the big products, right? After that, service-based companies like Infosys, TCS is coming in. You might not want to go in them after the years of grind that you have done with DSA and full stack and all of that. But in my opinion, instead of taking a break, you should go in TCS or Infosys, and you should like start working. You will understand how corporate works. You will understand how office works. It's very different from just working on a project solo, or it's very different from actually what you do, DSA grind and things like that. You'll learn that, and second of all, you'll at least start earning money, which I think is the most important thing. But meanwhile, once you get to that, you can start, re-preparation for the next jumps. Now you might say, hey, Infosys is going to only pay 4 lakhs, Google was going to pay 40 lakhs. Well, something is better than nothing, right? Something is better than nothing, I would say. And for companies like those, GPA matters. So that's why I would say also try to maintain a good GPA, an average GPA at least something above 7.5 or 8. I think that's average. Like, just try to make the cutoff. I don't know if 60% or 70% is the cutoff. Whatever is the cutoff, just try to make those cutoff. That will help you. That will help you. It's my opinion. Okay. Because I personally feel if you don't have anything right now at hand, beggars can't be choosers. So I don't have anything at my hand. Whatever best option I have, I should be grabbing that because money is the most important thing. DSA, algorithms, Google, everybody can read. Money is most important, right? Hmm. Okay, so we have some sort of issue in here where what happens here is that, should I also here? So what happens here is that the APIs are gone. So what do we do? What do we do? Well, we can say, thank you for the information. No problem. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you so much. I hope I helped you a little bit at least. Um, okay. Hmm. You know what I'm thinking? Why not create a separate application where you generate these things, this API stuff? So I guess it's not gonna be just building the client, but it's also gonna be build a server. How about that? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You build a server, and on the other side, you build the client, which is technically the one thing that I wanted to do. But since the services are not running at all, because as I can see here, it's all sorry. There's also something called what do I have? Crawler.exception error code 300 issue with external API when using rate limiter. This happens because I opened an issue by myself. Okay. I mean, I opened an issue by myself and I already said that, this is why the issue is. And this is also the possible solution back in 2021. Damn. And I also completed that's why I closed it. Okay. It's a little good to go back to your own code and see what you have done because this happens because the rate limiter is a client class itself. Client is capable of making REST API calls. Okay, so limits, things like that. So let's say token expiration is 12, get token happens at 10, and the token is taken from the cache, some random token. But since the rate limiter is working, the next get thread is asleep and calls at 23, and the token has already expired since we are decoupling the client from the token. Aha, okay, I get it. So I knew what was the issue. And I said possible fixes, use if else. Okay, so I guess if there's a 401, and there's like a double check. Holy fuck, I wrote that. Use if else on the URL inside the get method, and this is like a double null check of singleton, where before making the call, we again try and get the token. This idea is not good. If else with URLs can change. Yeah, if else with URLs can change tomorrow, and the token and the REST client are tightly coupled when ideally REST client should just be allowed to make a REST call, token needed, auth needed or not. That is somewhat true, somewhat not true. I think we can argue that the REST client should have a token state, but I'm not quite sure if that is correct. Because there should be a separate authentication manager, and the REST client should only care about a get call, and it should have all the information. Because REST template Spring Boot. Can I just look at the guide? Yeah. No. Example with headers. Let's say I also want to send some headers. Yes. So you create the headers and you pass it along, right? You pass it along, right? Param. What is headers? In the request entity itself, you create the headers. So that is what I'm talking about. You're decoupling your client. Your client just knows that, hey, I need to make a call, give me all the information, and I'm going to create the connection, and I'm going to get the data back. And I'm also going to map it back to whatever target type you have given. So yeah, this is what I think I have. Holy shit, I've also mentioned that uh, like the idea is not good. Token and the client are tightly coupled when ideally REST client should just make a REST call. Token needed, auth needed, or not. I was fucking smart then. I'm not smart anymore. I was a little bit smart, I feel. Two separate REST clients for get token and get data. That I think is not a good idea. This does not make sense, especially since both are simple REST calls. Also, managing the state across the two clients have to be done. If 403 error comes, we know it has no token, we retry. This seems like a plausible solution. Here, the REST client is not tightly coupled to the token class. I guess that is what it is all about. And I think that should be the answer. And I just said completed. I never really said, I never really tagged this thing. And I create multiple issues apparently. Closed. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I added multiple issues for this thing. So, what should be the next course of action? Well, everywhere it says hashtag Python. In my thumbnail, it says Python. But should I do a Spring Boot application just to create this server which takes care of this? What do you think, chat? What should I do? Well, one of the things we can do probably one of the things we can do here is Fast API. I kind of forgot Fast API because I just worked with it once, but I mean we can do it again, I suppose. Just go through the documentation a little bit here and there and do it again. And we also need a scraper. Where not a scraper, I can pretty much copy paste this directly in here. What is the license? It's MIT license, so I can copy paste this, but I have to, if I'm not wrong, permission hereby is granted free of charge to any person opting a copy to deal in the software without restrictions, including limiting the rights to use blah blah blah. The above copyright notice and permission shall be included in all the copies of substantial portions of the software. Okay, so I guess I have to include the license, but I can simply copy paste it from this. And the reason why I say this is what I really want to do is I want to take where's raw? I want to take a raw version of this and just convert this thing into the database. So you have all of this indexes. So these are all of your man, this is gonna be a big ass project then, because I first need to learn how to parse this entire shit. Then I need to have database entries and stuff like that. Oh my god. And we'll try to keep our application, the APIs, in this particular way, where you have a page and a category for getting the data, and you have this thing. But the question here is there's no limit. So what is the limit that you're going to send me? So by default, I'm going to just take 10 as a limit. So 10 as a limit. So on the reason why I'm talking about Spring Boot is because it's very easy to apply a token. It's very easy also to have Resilience 4J and create the rate limiter on top of it. So we also have to kind of know how to do rate limiting on the server side. Well, it's a good exercise, I suppose. What is on any other option? Anybody knows? Anybody live right now knows? On the chat right now knows that what is a good option where I can quickly host a couple of APIs without much of these things, but also have uh, like other than cloud. I don't want to host it on some cloud right now, but fast API rate limiter. Do I have that? Yeah, we gotta do it ourselves. We gotta do it ourselves. Uh, Rate limiter. Do you have something like that? Add custom tokens, smoke, show, and preview ROS for download art to prevent it. What? Add custom tokens for GitHub Actions to avoid. No. No. Rate limiter. So, okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Fast API to create a project, to create a server, because these guys are no more working. That is kind of sus. So if I just call this particular guy, can you give me back a token? It's not going to give me back a token, yeah, because Heroku decommissioned all of the previous applications, I believe. And if I say this is the anyways, the way I would have been knowing that this still works is because it would say 401 because I don't pass a token in here. But anyways, it doesn't work. So we'll create the APIs in this way where the API templates are like the API structures are the same. Also, I want to see exactly how I solve this. So API client and 37. So we just say retry, that's all, and then retry. Why is it not within the application? I don't know. So in here we say this rest client.get. So if you say the token has expired, need to retry with a new token, you again make the token call, and then you say rest client.get. Okay, cool. We'll take a quick break of 5 minutes, and after that, what are we going to do? I'm going to quickly refill my water and things like that. What are we going to do? We are going to first work on scraping the data. Well, there's a different kind of scraper, not the one that I planned for. I'm really sorry. We cannot do we cannot start refactoring the scraper because the actual target APIs which gives the data doesn't work. So here's the idea. Here's the idea. We have this markdown file, right? We have this markdown file where you have, I suppose you can do it like this: animals. Yeah. So you have the categories in here. And for each of the categories, you also have the APIs along with description, auth, HTTP course, which is exactly what you see in here. API link description, auth, HTTPS course. So we somehow going to save the API definitions against categories and things like that. So yeah, we are gonna start working on that side first of creating the service, and then on maybe in the next stream we are gonna create the client because it's already 9 o'clock in my time. So we have to see how much we can get done today. Okay, so we'll be back after a quick 5 minutes breaks. Thank you so much and stay tuned. I will just be back in 5 minutes. Enjoy the music till then. Hello. Okay, we are back. We are back. And okay, our live thing is working, so let's remove everything right now. And yeah, so we need this particular data, and I was thinking that hey, we can, sorry, we can do some parsing, but I don't want to learn parsing today. I don't know how to parse. Senior software engineer. Don't know how to parse. Shit. Okay, but what I'm thinking here is that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna at least try and first create the servers, right? The very first thing I want to do is docker compose -f docker up. Down. Cool. One more thing I wanted to see is apparently there is something called docs in here. What do I have in docs? This will be updated in time. The time never came, but today is the time. Today is the time. Today is the time. I mean, not today, but yeah. So let's quickly first remember how to do this thing in like, how do we even start working with this? So let's have, so what do we call this? Move this thing to old. And here, what are we supposed to name the application? Let's ask Gemini. No? Well, I suppose we can just call it API Crawler. Endpoint Explorer, Schema Scan, Route Map, API Scout, Fetch Log, Spectrum. I like this. I like this. How about that, chat? How is Spectrum? How is Spectrum? Crawlers are traditionally associated with Spider theme, Silk Route. Ooh, Weaver. We are scraping GitHub public API for categories and API description for each of those categories. No, I don't remember. You're essentially building a library of APIs. Library, repo to, index 0, catalog, API array. What is the name, chat, that we should give? Curator, Git harvest, octa catalog, taxon. That looks like a good project name for any kind of thing that we are doing in machine learning. Root node. Naming a project is pretty Categories are the clones, descriptions. I like this API. Let's go with API. So I'm just gonna put this in here because I might forget. Alright, you're collecting APIs into a hive. Categories are the combs, descriptions are the. Okay, cool. So one thing that I want to do is quickly create the server. So once you go to the server, I remember oh, I have to deactivate this thing first. Source bin active bin activate fast API, but don't have it here. Learn. Can you just tell me what to install? I forgot what to install. Standard. So, holy shit. It's gonna bring in a shit ton of stuff in here. Okay. We gotta do what we gotta do. I think we can keep this open because yeah, I suppose we can keep this open because we have this kind of information in here. Course middleware. Okay, I guess we can copy paste some code from before. It's not harm to copy paste any code. Also, this is a code that I have written, so what's the issue of copy pasting? A query slash server. The fuck just happened? Did I just open the same one? Okay. So let it first index and we're gonna create this thing and yeah, no, that is not it. Can you not understand that there is a vent right here? Why can you not search for it? Okay, so I don't know where so to what is this? Where is this coming from? YouTube algorithm hour. Yeah, I don't want this. I want this. Also, you have so many things. Why is it not coming? Let it update maybe, then it's gonna. Okay, scanning installed. Settings. It still doesn't have fast API standard. Okay, whatever. Let's do one thing. So if I remember correctly, how we are supposed to do server is equal to fast API. This is how you do that. And okay, that's fine for now. Define get return hello world. I might also zoom in so people are able to see. Uh, I hope it's visible now what I'm doing, or just let me know if I need to zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Why can you not? What if I just go to server? Do you have external libs in here? No. You just have Python and whatever this thing is. Uh, no, it has everything. It has fast API CLI, it has fast API, everything, things like that. Right? Oh, okay, I gotta import it. So from fast API, import this thing. And in here, server.get hello. Right. So as far as I remember, you can do fast API uh, dev no run, I think. Do I have a help in here? Okay, so I have a help. So dev run. Okay, so fast API run. Sorry, dev make.py is what I'm looking for. And then if I go to localhost, where is it running? It's running on 8000 slash hello. It says hello world. Look at that. We have a running fast API right out of the bat. Right out of the bat. Next thing what we have to do here is that I will download this. So let's actually remove this in here and let's actually run it from here. Fast API dev main. So in here, okay. So readme. And how do you put comments in here? Does that work? I don't quite know how to put in comments in here. Already saying M5. Oh, you have to put like this. No, hold on. There was something else also. This is a hidden comment. I'm just gonna do it in this way. This file is copied from repo. Okay. And then if I just go to license, this file is published under license, a copy of which is found below. Reference this thing. So I guess it's fine, right? I guess it's fine. Okay, so we need a parser, and we're gonna just download a parser from here. So let's actually go back and deactivate this thing. Okay, so loader. So Hmm, Python markdown file parse. Markdown it by. Okay, follows a common this thing configurable. There's a Python port of markdown it. I'm pretty sure it's written in C or Rust. Oh, it's in JavaScript. Holy shit, it's high speed. The website is down, but okay, whatever. So you gotta pip install this thing with some plugins or with extras. Okay, so this is where you say what all things you want to do, I suppose. So it doesn't bring in any submodules. I suppose that is what it is. Do we have GitHub? Contribute on GitHub. So if I go to where is it? This is the okay. So you also have Flake 8 for checkers, I suppose. Compose, Open Search. I don't know what those are for. Then you also have Warehouse. I don't know what this is. Okay. Do we have anything like plugins? No, I suppose. But anyways, let's look at how it's asking me. What is Warehouse now? Wait a second. Aha, I'm an idiot. Is there no GitHub link in here? No. Okay. Uh, So what you're supposed to mark down it renders some text. I don't want that. I want parser. Okay, class is associated with parsing configuration option, dictating the syntax rules and additional option for a parser. This configures minimal component to parse text, just paragraphs and text. Okay. Common mark with common mark specification, JS default, things like that. But I suppose you can simply say markdown is 0. What is 0? Import 0. Okay, so you can import these things. Okay. So let's first pip install markdown it Python, and I think you have to say plugins. Okay. If I remember correctly, this is how you have to do. And let's actually look at what we did there, because I kind of forgot. You have to define a main function. Okay, so you just simply do that. If name is in, this is where we start parsing stuff. And how you're supposed to do that? You're supposed to say this. And you're supposed to say, how do I parse it, dude? Just how do I even parse this piece of shit? Before rendering, the text is parsed into a flat token string of block level syntax by opening and closing. Okay. So you can say things like that. and you can say parse, and you can get tokens in here. I do not want tokens. Okay. So maybe I get the tokens and then I have to, let's see. So mark down it from markdown it, but we have to kind of do this. So from mark down it equal mark down it, mark down mark down it, pass 0, and then in here you would have something like empty, and with open sys.argv1. as f dot read lines. I forgot print lines. So I can simply say Python m loader okay. Actually, let's move the readme in here. Okay. Also, let's remove all this and let's just say main file. Okay, with open so you have to open readme.md and as file descriptor, I believe it was read lines. I don't quite remember. Python main. Okay, cool. So it does read it. Okay, it does read it. So one of the things we have to do in here is I forgot how to do that. Dot join, I suppose. Okay, so it also reads the new lines and stuff like that, so we should be good. Okay, so so what we are supposed to do, from mark down it or mark down it. So now in here, mark down it with 0. You have to say that. And then what were we doing? What is it that we were doing? MD options. I'm not looking for options, meine Freunde. I'm looking for the actual parsing. So if you say render, it converts this thing into HTML, I suppose. So if I say md render content is equal to point lines, now if I say this thing, nothing happened. But can I print this entire thing? Okay. Yes, it is converting it into these kind of stuff. No, wait. No. It's still markdown. It's not. So what? What is that here? Using markdown, I want to parse it. Class is instantiated with marking options, blah blah blah. Are you a sax parser or something? Like, I just want to parse it and get the details. That's all I want to do. Can you just do that? Linkify. Component requires that Linkify by it be installed. This allows URI autolinks to be identified without the need to enclosing in brackets. So I suppose we need to install this also. Let's install it. Okay. And it really didn't change anything, honestly. It didn't change anything. Token stream. Before rendering, the text is parsed into this thing. Okay. So md.parse, it's not render. So I want to see what happens then. Okay. So from print import print. So here we can do that. I think, if I'm not wrong. Okay. Okay. So we have these things in here. Okay. So it says it's a token, so it's a paragraph open. So now we also need to extract out each individual contents. So the question here is it a list? Can I just iterate it? With I suppose we can do it. Because one of the things I also want to do here okay. So you have a token type. So if token dot type is equal to what is it like? It's an inline token, which, holy shit, it has nesting. It has nesting, but this content is never really parsed. So I suppose what I gotta do is I gotta go inline, and then I gotta take this particular token of text, and then I gotta say, hey, this is the content, why don't you parse it? I suppose that is what I have to do. And why is there two content? Children. Okay. Or we can just simply say, sorry. You can simply say in here, but how do I even get this? So I'm gonna say, I suppose let's open it up in this thing so it's easier to write and switch. If token type is inline, I'm gonna print token art, but I'm gonna pre-print them. A boy, and then I'm gonna break. Okay, so this file is copied from. What if I take this entire thing? So that is also inline. Because it's pretty print. Okay, so you also have that. Join our Discord. So apparently everything is in line. So what if I just print all of the token type that is there in here? Okay, so we have a bunch of those, and we can simply say unique is a set, and we can say unique dot add all of the token types and print unique. So what is a like the fuck? If everything is in line, how the hell am I gonna even fuck. How am I supposed to read that? How am I supposed to read that? There is no tag also. There is level 0, children none, and content. But the same content is here also. The same content is also here, which is kind of bummer. It's kind of bummer. How do we even start parsing? Maybe this is not the library to use. It looks like parsing a markdown file. Because it's a pretty piece of shit. Okay, so you have something called Python markdown. You just say fread. Oh, fread does an entire text, so you don't have to do anything. And you can print the HTML. I do not want to print the HTML. I want to get the tokens. So what if I say docs? Okay. How to use? Where is it? How to use? Okay. So do we have anything called tokens? We don't have anything called tokens. Okay, let's have a further बात. मैं थोड़ी देर बाद साऊं. Pattern analysis of Python file loading. Can you give me examples? Okay, so you create an analyzer, header, identify headers, paragraph. This is exactly what I want, my friend. This is exactly what I want. Okay. Cool. So you have to get a markdown analyzer in here. Markdown analysis for markdown analyzer, and you do that, and file descriptor dot read. If you don't give anything, it's gonna read everything. So content, it's gonna be this. Headers is, how did you do that? Oh, you created the analyzer first. Read and analyzer dot get identify headers. Why so pretty printed? Level 1, try this thing. An index, then you have animals, anime. Is that correct? Is this correct? Where's art and design? It's not there. So I suppose it only goes up to level 3. Maybe I have to create some levels. There's also markdown. parser, which is not given in here. Okay. This is honestly damn stupid. I should just be getting each and every tokens, and once I get the tokens, I think I should be able to. Shouldn't it be that easy? I have to give it some level. Does that matter? No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't take in anything. Analyzer.set level. Find headers by level. So if I just say do print this entire thing here. Hmm. See, this is at level 3, H3. This is an H3. Blockchain is at H3. This is at H3. Can I get the header by name index? Because I want to get a certain section, right? How do I even get a certain section? Analyzer dot section search content. So you also have a pattern, which is a string, case sensitive, and you can also give it a regex. So maybe we can say this is something like this. You escape those. You have a word plus, and you start from here. After that, you would have brackets with HTTPS. No, my bad. With this, and then you would again have word plus. Is that the correct regex? Only time will tell us. That is not the correct regex. Okay. One of the ways we can do this is regex 1 1. It also needs to start with this and a space. Will that work? So I want to remove this part. It's an invalid escape sequence. I don't have to escape is what you're trying to say. So it has to first start with this, then a space, then this, then it can be any word plus. Man, my regex was completely correct. Oh, you also have some dashes in here. So okay, now you're capturing everything, and you need to have this and closing one. But in here, you would first have this, and then have it's the same case in here. Is set. You also have dash. So but it's a raw string. Invalid escape sequence, but can I just give it a raw string? Okay, and I didn't find anything. That's quite fascinating. Why I didn't find anything? Identify sections. Table not was not same. Yeah, don't quite have everything in here. It's sad. It's already 10 o'clock and we haven't done any coding today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But you know what? It's already 10 o'clock, so it's time for my dinner right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop streaming right now. If I still have energy left, I'm going to stream in the night, but most likely not. So I'm going to do a little bit of research on how to actually do parsing and analysis of Markdown file and then come. Because I feel that this is the first step that we have to do to extract all the data. I mean, technically speaking, we're still working with crawling and analyzing different data sets, and I feel this can be a good learning where I know that, oh, okay, this is how I have to do it. So let's see, yeah. So that's what the plan is. I'm gonna stop the stream today. We didn't quite make good progress, but at least we have a roadmap now. First, we're gonna extract all the information from the markdown and put it in the database. Then we're gonna create a server which is gonna feed those information, and then we're gonna create a client who's gonna extract and crawl those information. Right? So this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Okay. Okay. So that is what the plan is. That is what the plan is, and yeah. So we're gonna stop streaming tonight because it's already 10. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours right now, and I have to go have dinner. Let's see. Tomorrow again, I'm planning to stream in the evening, and this entire weekend also I'm planning to stream, and also on Monday. Monday I'm planning to do an entire day of stream because Monday is my off. So like I would start streaming in the morning and then have a session till afternoon, or then and have lunch. Then like it's gonna be a long stream. That's what we're gonna do. That's what the plan is. And thank you so much, everybody who joined in. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody who joined in, and hope you have a good day and good night. Thank you so much.